The assets that the charity owns is Ebbw Vale Institute and Cultural Centre. We acquired the building in 2007. Basically, we were looking for somewhere in the area. We originally looked at a building on the former Cora Steelworks site, which was called Lever Hall. But that was actually being demolished. And one of the regeneration officers, a lady called Jane Lee, who's been incredibly supportive of Promo, said that this building had been vacated for 18 months, 2 years, and would we like to see it? So I came in with the architect for the borough and Jane Lee, and I couldn't believe that the borough was going to mothball this and sell it for, I think it was apartments or flats at that point, because obviously the recession hadn't hit. The project was initially funded, as I said, by the heads of the Valleys Assembly Project Fund. They actually put the money in to physically get us into the building, to allow us to develop the heating system, to repair the roofs, repair the windows, to carpet, to put new toilets in, to do the DDA access for the lift. So the core costs for the redevelopment of the building itself was funded by HOV. But as for actual day-to-day funding, the running of wages, the rental costs, because we were renting the building from the borough on a peppercorn rent, but still it was still expensive when you encounter other costs like rates, heating, etc. That was done from the core. So we were actually using core funding from our central core of reserves to bolster the building because we believed in it, and the entire team believed that this would take off, So we were using reserves to bolster wages, and then we were doing a room at a time in order to generate income. So income generation is strengthened year on year, and once the next set of funding comes in and we can redevelop the building fully, is then I believe we can become totally self-sufficient at some point. So there was a regeneration plan for the borough drawn up, for this end of the borough anyway, in 2003. And I think that was updated in 2005. But when we arrived at the building in 2007 and decided to take it on, the area was still incredibly run down. We brought in a chap called Steve Cranston, and he did the business plan for us and worked with us on looking at the building, how we could maximise income from that building, where we could go with the building, and the regeneration of the building itself. And that kick-started funding from HOV, which started with 60,000, Heads of the Valley give us 60,000, and then that turned into 300,000 and allowed us to come into the building and start working, and start developing, and start trading, if you will, and providing services. From there, Steve Cranston, who did the business plan, went on to work for United Welsh, and you can see the potential of the street. And United Welsh came in and bought several of the properties on the street to turn into office blocks, affordable accommodation. And the council then also started to look at developing the area. Their plan came in, they got the funding, they changed the street, they redid the street completely, all the pavements, all the lampposts. They're building a car park, which is brilliant, at the back of the building. They're looking at compulsory purchase and get rid of any dubious buildings or buildings that need to be demolished. And the council have been brilliantly supportive and have helped the people in the area by redeveloping it, And I think we were the catalyst for that, redevelopment. On from that, we then went into a 2-year process of applying for the the big lottery and the National Assembly's asset transfer scheme. We put the original application in, which was enormous. There are a few reservations about the original application, and instead of 12 organisations getting funding, I believe only 3 or 4 got funding. So then they asked us to apply for the next round and give us a small budget in order to develop our business plan. We did that over a 6-month period, which was an incredible amount of work. And then we actually submitted that, and we were successful. So we were working with the borough now to transfer the asset to the charity. That should be going through in the next 7 days. And then once that is all done and dusted, we can then draw down the money from the big lottery in order to start the works and finish off the building, and also provide us with wages for staff, and we can bring more staff in as well, which will bolster what we can offer and also allow us to trade on the weekends more efficiently.
Actually today we have taken the freehold ownership of the Ebbw Vale Institute, and we were able to do that with support of the local authority and the big lottery CAT application scheme. The scheme involved the local authority transferring the asset to Promo Cymru, and the big lottery then agreeing to fund capital developments and revenue developments over a period of 3 to 5 years. We were successful in our CAT application, and we received 780,000 from the big lottery for our project, and that's really going to help us complete the building capital-wise and also give us revenue funding for 3 years, which really is crucial. We wouldn't have been able, I think, to be successful in our application hadn't it been for organisations such as DTA Wales, who really supported us and looked at our application and gave us advice on all aspects of capital and revenue. The building is used at the moment in various ways. We have a number of anchor tenants taking up space in the building. These are Blind Gwent Youth Service and the University of Newport Quest project. Promo Cymru, as a national youth charity, also has projects based in the building, such as the CLIC project, which is the National Information and Advice Service for young people in Wales. At the Ebbw Vale Institute, we're very conscious of the environmental impact and the energy efficiency that we need to sort of try and achieve within the building. To that, we were able to install a heat exchange system which helps reduce our heating costs dramatically. At DTA Wales, I believe again were instrumental in making us think long and hard about the environmental side of running the building. The success of managing and developing a building like Ebbw Vale Institute is dependent upon maximising income streams. Within the building at the moment, we have events, we have a main hall which allows us to run events, live concerts, for conferences. We also get inquiries about weddings and stuff, but we really are looking at every single part of the building as how we can maximise income there. For instance, last year we held a DTA Renewable Energy Conference, which was attended by approximately 120 people. As part of the big lottery asset transfer application funds, we hope to redevelop our cafe area and improve the catering facilities there. We see that as a key area in which we can generate a lot of income. Within the DTA Wales network, there are a number of organisations which have got a vast amount of experience in projects similar to ours, so we find that very useful to be able to tap into that advice all over Wales.